Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, I'm going to talk about this, the new Stormvault skirmish case from GW. Now, they sent me out a copy of this, and I'm a little bit interested to check it out. I mean, new cases on the market are always interesting. I know there's been a lot said online about this potential case when obviously it's been revealed. I do own my own magnetic case. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I own some of the GW ones, either the old sort of square cutout ones that you remember from back in the day. I also own the zigzag pattern ones, which I think are perfectly fine. But I will say something about this. I think this serves a purpose. I don't mind this at all. Now, at the current time of recording, I have no idea on the cost of that, and that may change my mind, but I'm going to do a review on it, talk about what I think it's going to be useful for, who I think it's going to be useful for as well. And so, with that said, I want to talk about it because I think the perfect person this is for is not the experienced gamer like myself, but I think back of when I was transporting my models as a kid. Now, for those who don't know, magnets are never going to be a situation that GW sell when they have the majority of their customers either children or young teens buying miniatures, or parents or caregivers, whatever, relatives or friends buying miniatures for those young children. They are just never going to have magnets. There is so many issues. Go look up all the sorts of things on issues with children, and magnets not going to be a thing that GW ever do. And so I think, Games Workshop having something that is suitable for those people is incredibly important. I mean, this is the same sort of thing as the mold line remover. Why we can't sell blades to children. The mold line remover is fantastic as a tool to give to children. I think it's amazing in that respect. I can let my little boy, my own son, use the mold line remover to remove mold lines without damaging the miniatures, or indeed damaging, more importantly, himself. And so, one thing about this is the size. You can see this next to my head. I mean, I've got a pretty fat head from my ego, but other than that, this is pretty small. This would fit in a kid's school bag, and I remember all the time my miniatures getting broken as I was trying to take them either to paint up at schools during lunchtime, or take to after-school clubs, or go to my local Games Workshop or game store after school. That's where I think this could be really interesting. Like, I can throw this in my backpack. It is pretty darn solid. Sorry, that is probably absolutely horrendous on camera. But it is pretty darn solid. And I think it would be a great thing to have as a young teen to throw in my school bag. I think that's where this comes really into it. Now, I'm going to do another part of the video, so we're going to skip over to the down cam, and we'll be looking. I'm going to have a Warcry warband with tools and paints and hobby things that I need to do and get that warband built. I'm going to see what we can cram in here and see if I can get an entire sort of hobby afternoon at a mate's place or at a local gaming club set up in here. So, with that said, let's go track on over to the down cam. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. Alright, so here we have the case. This is what it looks like outside. You've got your cool little Warhammer logo in the middle. So let's crack it open. So your two halves. Now each half has these little sort of silicon stabby bits. They are pretty bendy, to be fair. You can bend them right over, and they're pretty darn soft as well. So be interesting to see how these sort of handle miniatures. Now, I've got a Warcry warband here for the Cruel Boys. This is actually the latest Beast Killer one. We've got a review and unboxing of these guys out from last weekend. So we're going to try and get these in here. We've got this dude, and he, this is a pretty flimsy miniature. It's got lots of little hangy parts. Same with these. So we'll try and get them in. You sort of sit them in like so. Got the cool monkeys that come with it. Rock. interesting to see how this sort of all moves. I may break my Cruelboy Warband doing what I'm about to do with this. But we'll get all the Cruelboys in, so they're all nicely in like so. Like hobby stuff. We have a giant tub of Stellar Mud, or rather Vallejo Thick Mud. Will that actually fit in there? Okay, so the Vallejo things won't fit. That's fine. We could always have GW texture. I got here, I went and looked at like a battle ready level of paint. So can I get my paints in here? This is every paint I would need for a battle ready paint set. So I'll sort of slide these on, like so. So would this serve like, the idea is like, would this serve a purpose to a young kid? And so I've got a texture spreader here. We can assume one of these. Some paint brushes. Now the question is, how well does it transport all of this stuff? And then I have my Warcry cards as well, in case I wanted to play a game, and I could easily throw a couple of dice in there. So, we'll close it up. Too much shuffling. And so, got everything in there we would need to take to a hobby store if we've got the models built. Obviously, we could fit some extra things. We could probably fit the pallet, a couple of pallets in on top as well. And I've got a dice bag here. I mean, but you don't need to fit your dice bag in there. Dice bag with some of our cool Sinful Gaming dice. But I guess the question is, how does it go doing this? You know, running around as a kid, throwing my bag. Bag's getting dropped a million times a day. What does it look like now that we've shook it up a bit? And in all honesty, I mean, the paints are all still closed. I don't have any broken models. I think this could serve well as like a teenager or young child sort of hobby box taking to a store. I certainly, you know, think you could fit Warcry Warbands. You could probably fit a small army in here. I'll be wondering whether you could fit a combat patrol. So we'll look at that next. And so, moment of truth. In here, I have my entire Thousand Suns combat patrol. Now, obviously, with the size and thickness of this, this is going to depend on what combat patrol you have. Depends wherever it would fit. You know, things like the new Space Marine one would do really well in here. We are going to open it up and see what my Thousand Suns one actually looks like. And if there's any broken bits, I've thrown this around a bit. But you know, like there could be some Vanguard boxes for Age of Sigmar. Obviously, I think some of the ones with the larger models are going to be an issue. You would need to find a way to transport the larger, but with the Thousand Suns Combat Patrol in here, let's have a look. It doesn't appear to be broken. I mean, straight away we'll go for this mini. He looks all fine. We've got the banners coming out fine. Don't have any of the swords broken. The larger models. Our unit champ here for the Termies. So all in all, like, pretty cool. It fits the entire Thousand Suns Combat Patrol in there. I'm, you know, pretty impressed. I think this will be great, depending on price. I mean, like I said, I don't know price at this point for it. But I think for a kid, like, throwing this in your school bag would be pretty darn cool. I don't know whether a more experienced gamer like me that has other ways to transport my minis around needs this. You know, my magnetic case will do the job. But I think it has a place, and a person who would need this. If you've got children, this could be a great way to store your stuff and have your kid able to sort of, you know, go from school, play after school clubs without having to lug around a giant case and worry about, they can put this in the school bag. But what do you think of it? I mean, I know it's not perfect, it's not going to be for everyone, but let us know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom,
or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell, and Soren. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, the Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well. And most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.